I have paid 100% of every contract I've ever had.
Wow.
I don't have any. When I tell you, I don't owe nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah, right.
But I started tonight's conversation, and I've never gotten a loan. I've never gotten sponsorship. I've never had an investor, nothing. Everything that we've produced has been out of my own dime, my own hard-earned money. And I'm not sitting here like trying to brag about this, but I take pride in being. We've had over 100 different guests on tonight's conversation, and everybody who's had a contract to be paid, has been paid. Our podcast.
I'd like to have a contract.
I know, right? And I'm gonna tell you this, because what a lot of people on the internet don't know, a lot of time, most podcasts, sometimes you got to pay them to get on the pod.
Yes,
and so our podcast becomes a lot of people's first actual paid gig to get on there. So I don't owe anyone any money.
And let me say thank you for not charging me to go.
No.
I just want to put it on record. Thank you. I'm just glad you came out the goodness of your heart.
I know, right? But like, it's a thing. Like, I think it's a thing. Not only when I do, let's say I did a shoot in October. And I think we had brought 17 influencers. Not only were they paid a daily rate, we flew them all out to Dayton and we lodged them for 3 days.
Wow.
And I mean, not to get too heavy in that, but you're talking about North, you're in the 6 figures, and that's how much that shoot costs when you think about the talent and everything.
Right.
We pay people here. And so the most egregious thing outside of all the other things is that, because I pride myself on that.
Yeah.
I would pride myself on that. Anybody that's saying otherwise, if there was a discrepancy anywhere, there's always the opportunity to come speak.
Yeah.
There has never been someone emailing us or messaging us about a missed payment, because, maybe a check got lost in the mail. Speak up to somebody and we would have handled it. But on our end, we have paid every single person. Everyone has been paid their negotiated rate for every tour appearance, every podcast session.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the future of tonight's conversation?
The future of tonight's conversation is to continue the conversation.
Okay.
It's to continue how we started, which is providing a platform for emerging and budding voices to join seasoned voices. That's how it all started. And we're going to continue that. Tonight's conversation is oftentimes an opportunity for someone to springboard. You know what I'm saying? Come on here, put your work in.
Launching pad.
And it's your launching pad.
Yeah.
The way we tour with 6 to 8 influencers every single show. All right. And 6 to 8 people getting paid on stage. Then we have our production team, our sound team, our staff. So at some point, somebody might want to launch off and do something different. And we celebrate that. And then that opens a chair for another voice.
Yeah.
We do our studio shoots. We bring in 17 to 20 new influencers every time we do that, because it's about the conversation being diverse, different. But then also, hey, you never know. You might find this person is a hidden gem. That person is a hidden gem. So it's just to continue the conversation.
No, that's great.
Yeah, it's to continue it.
That's great. Is there, I want to know, outside of those 2 issues, what did you read that put you in shock and awe, or the fetal position? Like, come on now, y'all.
I'm gonna say this one, a whole bunch of stuff. The one that caught me off guard the most, because I've absolutely prided myself, is sleeping with our guest. I have never, ever slept with a castmate. I've never, ever slept with a guest. Ever.
Yeah.
And I've prided myself. Before all this stuff started, I was talking to one of my other friends who does podcasting as well. And it's always, it'd be like the podcast talk and, blah, blah, blah. And I remember speaking to her and I'm like, nah, I've never. Like, it's just something I've never done. Because mostly I was in a relationship as well.
But that
I would love to think now, but also it's just a strict boundary of mine. When we do and my bad for getting so detailed, when we do our shoots at my house in Dayton, it's 3-day shoots. We do 8 episodes every single day. 8 45-minute episodes. Guess who don't get a break? Me. I'm down in that basement 8 hours a day for 3 days. I barely get to speak and connect.
Wow.
The other people, they get to go and fraternize and this, and then they'll go out to eat. I'll go out to eat with them, pay for it. Then I go home and sleep. On tour, you know, the cast get to show up when it's time to do the show. Guess
Nobody
what I got?
volunteers for the cleanup committee.
I got to be there at 9 a.m. and do this and do that and do that. So it's like, I think that was the one that was the one that I felt. And I had to talk to somebody and they were saying, your reputation isn't yours. It ain't yours.
Wowee.
Because it's like, you can spend years trying to build a reputation and in one video, it's gone.
Yeah.
The payment thing was one. And then the last thing that really caught me off guard and that I really hate was the accusation that I weight shamed anybody. I have never, ever, ever, ever commented on a woman's weight.
Wow.
Ever commented. And guess what? Every recording we have, just like everybody else, I don't know if y'all do it here. You always have the live mic and the live camera over there just to make sure.
Yeah.
I'm sitting down. Like that one was one that floored me too. And then there's one that I don't want to say on your podcast. And I
just say it. We here.
Because let me first say this. The reason I don't want to say it because I felt that it was a disgusting thing to do or say, because I believe handicapped people, if they're mentally able, can have a routine, normal sex life.